Okay, so continuing with section two, we're going to talk about the Zapotec civilization today. We talked about the Olmec yesterday. So, the Zapotec, they were located in a little place in Mexico called Oaxaca. It looks like it says Oaxaca, but it's actually pronounced Oaxaca. So this was going to be the kind of home to the Zapotec civilization. So right there, you see it circled in or squared off in red, and right there in the green area. So, um, yeah. So there you go. There's a Zapotec. Now, this civilization was very good to look into. Um, as you can tell, the Zapotec lived relatively close to San Lorenzo in La Venta. And we're looking at this city right here called San Jose Mogoti. Now, this was kind of one of the first villages that were in a valley that the Zapotec could live in. Um, The reason why it's important is because the valley had fertile soil, had a mild climate, and enough rainfall to support all the agriculture. And as a result, various people have made the Oaxaca Valley their home, including the ancient Zapotec. So, again, we see here that fertile soil, that nice rainfall, that's what drives these civilizations there. For many centuries, the Zapotec lived in scattered villages throughout the valley. But by 1000 BC, what I was talking about right here, the San Jose Mogoti, that was an emerging main power. So it was just going to be a place where the Zapotec could flourish even more. Um, Another place that the Zapotec flourish in is Monte Alban. Now, this city is very important to look at with the Zapotec civilization because this was the first real urban center in the Americas. This city had a commanding view of the entire valley. It grew and prospered over the next several centuries. Um, it was also home to around 15,000 people. So the city eventually would reach a peak population of almost 25,000, which is crazy numbers when you think about it for a civilization dating back this old. So Monte Alban was a truly impressive city. Um, and at the heart of this city, there was a giant plaza paved with stones. There were towering pyramids, temples, and palaces, and they were all made out of stone, and they surrounded a plaza. Um, there was even an observatory for observing the stars to establish a calendar. There was also stone carvings of corpses nearby, um, and their facial features show an Olmec influence. So, being where they are located, you can see that the Olmec civilization would be somewhere around here. Okay, so the Olmec traded north and south towards Honduras, so it's possible that their paths could have crossed. Um, for more than 1,000 years, you had the Zapotec that controlled the Oaxaca Valley and the surrounding region, but sometime after um, 8600, the Zapotec began to decline, and a lot of experts believe they could have suffered a loss of trade or other economic difficulties. As with what we saw with the Olmec, the fall of Zapotec is really unknown. I mean, you have experts' opinions, but we don't really know. So here's what the ancient city would look like. And remember, like I said, this was an urban center. This was one of the first, so it was really important.